You know what compression is like?
What?
It's like an underrated condiment. You know what I mean? It's like mayonnaise. Like you need it to make the sandwich sound good. And when you don't have it, people realize. You know what I mean? They know that the mayonnaise is not there.
You need the mayonnaise to make your sandwich sound good?
No, to make it taste. It's like a hot dog, right? So if you don't have the mustard. Today I'm going to prove to you just how important it is to know about compression. So earlier today I played harp alongside some drums, and now we're going to reamp my harp's bass strings through this 1176 compressor. So without any compression, the harp's bass strings sound like this. And here's what the harp's bass strings sound like when I turn the compressor on. What if I told you that I just played the exact same sound for both examples? The mix was all the way down on the compressor, so if you heard a difference, you were probably just watching the meter here and not using your ears. If you failed that hearing test, then I'm really sorry, but you have to watch this whole video. I don't make the rules.
Hey, you do.
No, I don't. But if you pass the listening test, then you're good to go. You don't have to watch this video, unless you want to know about this. 1176 compressors are known for their fast attack and their punchy sound, and I use one in every single mix, whether it's on the harp, drums, a bass line, or synth. I use rack-mounted ones, plugins, or plugins in a box like this. But Echofix just sent me their new compressor, which is not a plug-in in a box. It's a real console-grade 1176 pedal that runs on standard pedal power. It's fully analog, and it is a pedal, but honestly I use it more like a desktop unit, outboard gear kind of thing. This video is sponsored by Echofix, and I couldn't wait to show this because it's something that I'm going to be using all the time. Honestly, I might even pick up a second one and use them as my main 1176s to reamp in stereo. Did you know that this was invented by John Compressor in the year 1176? That's where I got the name.
That's why they call it 1176.
Yeah, that's why they call it 1176. John Compressor.
By John Fett.
Yeah, John Fett, yeah. This pedal does a couple of really fun things outside of regular compression, but first we gotta get through the boring stuff. The EFP5 has a pretty fast attack, even when it's set at its slowest setting, and what attack means is just how fast it's compressing your signal once you hit a note. So I'm gonna play into this, and I'm gonna add a spring reverb after it to show you the difference between a fast attack and a slow attack. So we're gonna start off with a slow attack. And here's the faster setting. I think we can all admit that compression isn't something that's super flashy or fun, but it is something that's necessary to shape the character of your sound or to get your instrument sitting better in a mix. There's a toggle for a boost up here at the top, which can be really helpful if your instrument is lower output and can't hit that compressor threshold on its own. You can also use this boost to overload the compressor and add some grit, which sounds really great when you send it through a reverb. Most higher end compressor pedals like these have a side chaining option, and this pedal is no exception. You can find the side chain jack up here at the top. If you plug your instrument into this like normal, and then you plug something like a kick drum into the side chain jack, every time the kick drum hits, your instrument will be compressed. This can be used as a cool production technique, or just something subtle to let the kick drum cut through the mix more. So I'm gonna run my harp through this reverb pedal, and then run it into the compressor, and I'll be running my harp's bass strings into the side chain jack, so that every time I play a bass string, the harp and the reverb are gonna be compressed. Now I'm going to use the side chaining in a track. So my drum machine is going to sound like this. Then I'm going to run my harp through this reverb pedal and the compressor. Then I'm going to plug my synth into the side chain and play a simple bass line. And the whole harp is going to be compressed when the synth plays. And all of that sounds like this. So now we're back to the track from the start of this video. My drummer Joe sent me some drums to play along to, and he added a lot of character before sending them over. And then I played harp over it. The harp's bass line is just 2 notes, and the first note is much louder than the second note, so we're going to be looking to even out those dynamics and add some punchiness. I don't like to commit to compression while recording, so I played the harp first, and now we're going to reamp those bass notes through the compressor so I can play around and see what works. Now that I found a sound that works, I'm going to reamp the harp's bass strings through that one setting, and I'm going to be running the whole harp through the Echofix EFX3 tape echo, and the whole track sounds like this. Thank you so much to Echofix for sending me the EFP5 and for sponsoring today's video.